Make the ground shake.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, GamerK, and it is the final episode for the month of March, and it is time to end it with another Villainous guide. And we will be reviewing Disney's Villainous, Yzma's game guide. And she is a part of the third expansion, Villainous. Evil comes prepared. Nice silhouette of Scar right there. We will get to him when we get to him. And so let's continue with Yzma's review. Wait a minute. Where's the deck? KRONK! Cards? Thank you. Now go finish those Spinich Puffs. Okay. Now that we've got the Yzma's deck of cards, let's get into this video. First off, we start with Yzma's game piece. There's the camera. There you go. It's a nice shape, I will admit, for Yzma. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be from this part down. But it's done, and again, one thing I really love about about the Villainous series from Ravensburg, is that they could have gone with just like those little black tabs and just had the character's face, the villain's face on it. But they went above and beyond and created individual clear plastic colored game pieces for each villain, and I really appreciate that craftsmanship and that little extra ingenuity for them. But this is a very thin, I think maybe kind of like a potion bottle or something. And at the top we get Yzma's frilled collar and the little feather on top, I think. I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure, but there it is. And we have Yzma's game board. And here we go. There is Yzma being the empress that she is. And again, living proof that dinosaurs once roamed the earth, ladies and gentlemen. Yzma's objective is to defeat Cusco using KRONK. If there was ever a job that needed to be on her application for looking for a minion, KRONK did not check that box. And our moment of triumph approaches! And we open up the board and we see Yzma's location for her realm. We've got the palace, which is a nice picture of the palace there. We got Pacha's house, that little hut on the top of that hill over there. And when the light hits that just right, the hills sing. A bunch of lies. We've been all over those mountains and no singing. Then we have the jungle. I really like that they put that little bird that KRONK was sketching in that one scene. They didn't have to put that in there. They just did it for fun. And of course we had Mudka's Meat Hut, home of the hut of meat. And that's pretty much Yzma's location board for the game. Now, once again, we're going to go over the cards before I get into her play style, and I'm gonna tell you, they went really creative with how Yzma plays. So starting off, as always, with the villain deck. 1 second, just give me a chance to separate some of these cards. Pause the video, go to another video while I'm doing this, or I am not doing myself any favors here. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, this won't take that long. I'm very quick at dishing out cards. Alright, I am just leaving you guys silent here. Why? Because I can. Okay, starting off with, first, as always, I look at the design on the back of the cards, and Yzma's cards are very same nice purple as her game piece and her board. And as you can see at the top, we have Yzma's little headpiece with her earrings, I think. The bottom is what looks like to be her snake motif on those little tarps, I don't know, for decoration around the palace, with 2 llamas right next to it. And give KRONK some credit. If you do cut off the llama head, it does look like the bottom half of the skull, so you can't really blame him for what happened. Next is the palace, looking all with the little rays of sunshine. Oh, And we got the 2 mountains and the potion bottle right on the bottom. Once again, these designs are really well done. So if you're a Disney villain fan and you look at the images on these cards, perfect for tattoo designs. I'm just going to say that right now because these are really cool. As always, I start off with the trap cards of the game, or as they're called, the conditions. I call them trap cards because they're essentially the trap cards of this game. And Yzma gets 2 of each. First, we have Superiority. Their nice picture of her toasting Long Live Cusco when it's really poisoned. Did anyone notice that in the movie, when she puts her drink into the potted cactus, in a couple minutes, it turns into a llama before Cusco does? So that kind of was a little hint. Very, very cool that they did that, though. They could have just not done that, but it's a really cool foreshadowing for, like, the next 10 seconds. So, for this condition, during their turn, if another player targets you with a fate, you may play Superiority and choose which fate deck they look through. I will get into that when I get to that, because it's a big part of Yzma's playstyle. Then we have Ferocity, and there's a nice picture of Kitty Cat Yzma. Looking for these? Is that my voice? Is that my voice? Oh well. During their turn, if another player defeats a hero with strength 3 or more, you can play Ferocity and defeat a hero of 3 or less strength in your realm. And that's it for that. And we're going into the item card next, which I say item card instead of cards because Yzma has 1 item, and it's Dagger. And I'm sorry, does this image not scare didn't this not scare everyone who was a kid or even adults during this? I mean, that's a cool image from the movie to take of, but I feel like I'm gonna get sick right now. So Dagger. When Dagger is played, you may attach it to an ally. That ally gets +1 strength. When Dagger would be discarded, put it into your hand instead. So basically, this is a repeat card. If you use it to defeat a hero with an ally, it just goes back to your hand instead of going to the discard pile. 1 item for Yzma. And we have 4 ally cards for Yzma. Let's start off with the 3 Imperial Guards. These guys do nothing except, well, defeat other heroes because they have no special ability. And I like how their power is 3. There's 3 copies, and there's 3 of them on the picture. If that was a coincidence, I think that was a good coincidence. And, of course, the key to Yzma's win strategy. He's lovable, he's stupid, he's played by the wonderful Patrick Warburton, and he makes amazing Spinich Puffs. Yes, I'm talking about Joe Swanson. I mean KRONK. I'm sorry, anytime someone hears Patrick Warburton, do you not just think of KRONK and Joe? I do. KRONK is basically the main guy, and you get 1 copy of him. KRONK is not discarded when he is used to defeat heroes, so he stays on the field. And he is by far one of the strongest cards in Villainous, being 6 strength and only 3 cost. When KRONK is moved, you put a power from the supply on him. When there are 3 or more power on him, he becomes a hero. So you move him. So basically, if you put him to Pacha's house, and if there's more than 3 power on him, he will become a hero. So you need to get him back to the side of villainy in order to win the game. And honestly, I like that they did that because it's in tone with KRONK. I mean, he's a henchman, but he's a lovable guy. I really hate that they didn't do a card of him jumping rope with Taka and Tipo. They really should have done that. My opinion. Next, we have the effects. And boy, lord, does Yzma have plenty of effects in her deck. Because that's basically how she gets throughout most of the game with effects. So we got 3 copies of Eavesdrop, which is a nice picture of her eavesdropping on Bucky and KRONK's. Love the little hat. Choose one of your fate decks, look at all the cards, shuffle, and return them. Once again, I will get into that a little bit more, but this is a good way of making sure your opponent doesn't, so you kind of know what's coming, and at the same time, you don't know what's coming, so it kind of eliminates that surprise. This deck, you really, really need to have a good poker face, because if your opponent can read you when you're looking through your own deck, yeah, they can really screw you over really quickly, and it is not fun. Just getting through a bunch more cards. 1 second. I really should have done this ahead of time, but you know what? I like to do things on the fly. Okay, so we got 2 copies of Beauty Sleep, and that is a wonderful picture of Yzma with the mud mask or the cucumber eyes. I don't understand why women have this treatment done. That's a waste of good cucumber. Beauty Sleep can only be played as the first and only action during your turn. So if you want to play this card, you can forget about doing anything else. Before Yzma moves on your next turn, you may gain 2 power, draw 2 cards, and move a hero to an adjacent space. So it's basically the most overpowered card, and you only get 2 copies of it. And yeah, it's basically if you can't do much and you just need that extra little backup power. And now we got 2 copies of Finish the Job with a nice picture of KRONK getting away with Cusco in the bag. And no quick cup of coffee beforehand. Move an ally to any location that has a hero. Short, sweet, and simple. Next, we got 2 copies of The Path That Rocks. And the nice picture of Devil KRONK, which they added the flames in the background because those weren't there before. Discard all power on KRONK, and then you gain that power. So basically, if KRONK's on the enemy field and he has like 4 power, you bring him back to your side, and you collect that 4 power for yourself. Very, very nice. Very cool. Cool card to negate the powers of KRONK. And next we have 2 copies of Right Hand Man. Nice picture of them in their lab coats. Would have loved a picture of them on the roller coaster, but you know what? You pick and choose your battles, people. Find KRONK. Discard all power on him. Put him and any items attached to him to your hand. So basically, this is a way to find KRONK in your deck, discard all power on him on the board, and then put him and basically dagger back to your hand. So, okay, that's a little confusing, but not too confusing, but not bad. And then we get 2 copies of A Cruel Irony. Great image from that scene, and KRONK's face looking like, wait, what is she implying? I love that. If there is an ally at your location, basically if there's an ally where Yzma is on the board, choose an effect from your discard pile and pay its cost and play it. So basically this is a card that will allow you to recycle cards from the discard pile and just using them again when you can. I like that because Yzma's deck is so effect heavy, it really works to her advantage. And then you get 2 copies of Fake Funeral. I love this scene because it just shows that they're trying to be sympathetic, and then the minute it's over, she quickly has everyone redecorate everything. And I never noticed that KRONK was wearing a black outfit with his gold. I never noticed that before. And the little shrine to Cusco in the middle, I like how it's blurred out, and the skulls right next to it. That's okay. Fake Funeral. Gain 1 power for each hero in your Fate discard pile, up to 5 power total. So basically, the more you kill, the more you get. Basically. And then we get 3 copies of After Them. And this is by far one of the coolest cards in Yzma's deck. There she is pointing, and the guards are all transformed. Let's see, we got a lizard, we got a warthog, we got an ostrich, we got an octopus, we got a gorilla. I've been turned to a cow. Can I go home? You're excused. God. Choose one of your Fate decks, reveal all the cards, play all revealed heroes and to that location. Shuffle and return the rest. I will explain that once again. And again, you get 3 copies of After Them. And finally, the scene that made Yzma very famous. You get 3 copies of Smash It with a Hammer. I really like that they didn't do it like it was in the scene where it was just her colored silhouette. They actually went above and beyond. It actually did Yzma's the full color on this. Choose one of your Fate decks, reveal 2 random cards, and discard them. So this lets you get rid of cards that you don't really necessarily need for your Fate deck. And that was the villain deck. And now I'm going to the Fate deck. And there it is again, that the white cards with Yzma's little design there. Really, really cool. So basically, I'm going to get to this before I get through the villain deck, before I get through the deck. For Yzma's gameplay, you don't have a single fate deck. You will take every single card in the fate deck and put them at each one, and you will deal them out to each location on the board. And you will continue until all cards are dealt. And during the opponent's fate phase, if they fate you, they will pick a deck at a location, look through it, and choose one card to reveal. And then they must play that card at said location. So, for example, let's see if we got a hero here. We do have a hero. We have a Peasant. So, if Peasant was in the deck above Mudka's Meat Hut and you want to play it, you will play him at the Mudka's Meat Hut location. It doesn't matter what deck. You can choose whatever deck you want, but if you choose a card, the hero must be played at the location of the deck. And then you shuffle all the fate deck, and then you shuffle the deck again. And once a deck is done, you do not shuffle all the cards immediately. You wait till all the 4 fate decks are cleared, then you take the discard pile, shuffle it up, and deal them out as evenly as you can. Now we're going to go through all those cards, and just give me one sec to separate all of them. One thing I really like about Emperor's New Groove, basically, is because there's more heroes than there are effects. But we're going to go through the effects first. One second. Okay, so we get 1 copy of On the Run. Nice little image of Pacha and Cusco running for the hills. Is that where the phrase comes from? I don't know. On the Run, choose a hero in Isma's realm. Shuffle that hero and all Isma's fate decks together. Deal the cards as evenly as possible to form 4 new fate decks. So basically, that's how that card works. It's a good way of really screwing over your opponent if they know where Cusco is. And then the rest of them are basically 2 copies except for 1 card. Then we get the 2 copies of the Path of Righteousness with Angel, Right Shoulder Angel. I like how they added the little clouds. For Devil, they added the flames. For Angel, they added the clouds. I really enjoy that. If Cusco is in Yzma's realm, place 2 power on KRONK. Otherwise, place 1 power on KRONK. So, once again, if Cusco's in the realm, this is going to make KRONK more of a good guy. I really enjoy that. Next, we have 2 copies of Wrong Lever. Why does she even have that lever? I mean, I know it looks good with the 2 teeth, but still. When Wrong Lever is revealed, you must immediately play it. Yzma loses half of her power. Round up if it's an odd number. That's pretty good. And then we get 3 powers of Theme Song Guy. I'm kidding. He's not in the game. We got 3 copies of Beware the Groove. Beware the Groove. Choose a hero from Yzma's Fate discard pile. Shuffle that hero and up to 2 of Yzma's Fate decks together. Deal the cards out as evenly as possible to replace the shuffled Fate decks. So basically, you can choose a hero that was already gone, choose 2 decks, and shuffle them up, and basically distribute them again. Really nice. And now we're going into the heroes of Cusco's deck. And there's only 1 copy of each one except for 2 copies of the Peasant from the beginning of the movie where Yzma, it's no concern of mine whether your family has, what was it again? Food. You should have thought of that before you became a peasant. So you get 2 copies of him, and when Peasant is played, choose a hero from the discard pile, shuffle that hero into one of the Fate decks. Okay. Next, we've got the annoying little rodent, Bucky. And I like that they went with a nice picture of him holding the balloon with the little sharp spike. I really enjoy this image. KRONK cannot be used to defeat Bucky. So if you want to kill Bucky, you're going to have to use the Imperial Guards or an effect card. But look how cute he is. And then we get 1 copy of the little annoying children. Tipo, with, I like the image he has with the honeybee, with the honey hive, about to smash it into Yzma. Yzma cannot defeat other heroes if Tipo or Chica are in her realm. So if you got both kids on the field, you got to defeat both of them in order to finish it. So that's it for that kid. And then we got Chica, who's opening the door. halfway so Yzma can hit her head. And basically the same effect as Tipo. Okay. Kind of redundant to have 2 cards with the same effect, but okay. And then we've got Chica looking all there in like from her first presence in the movie. Really loved her. Really, really cool character. And calls Poncho and Cusco out for being an A. If Yzma moves to Chica's location, she immediately loses 2 power. Don't mess with the pregnant woman. That's all. And then we get Poncho. Nice, really nice picture of Poncho right there with the little drapery or the flags. I'm not really sure what to call those. When Poncho is played, you may shuffle 2 of Isma's fate decks together. Deal the cards as evenly as possible to replace the shuffle decks. So basically, he's another deck shuffler. And finally, we have the one, the only Cusco in Lama form. Lama face! He's not going to pause somewhere and do a little write a little I rule thing on top of it, is he? Wait. Are my videos safe from fourth wall breaks? Okay, just checking. So there he is, Cusco, 7 power. If Cusco is discarded, shuffle him and all Isma's fate decks together. Deal the cards as evenly as possible to form 4 new decks. So, Cusco is the objective to kill. And the only real way, I mean, you can kill him with effects, but that won't do anything for you. The only way to win the game as Yzma, I'm getting those cards out quickly, is to have KRONK on your side of the field, on your side of your side of the realm, attached with a dagger, vanquish action to kill Cusco, because that's what he was supposed to do at the start of okay, not the start of the movie, but basically the main plot of the movie. And that's how you win as Yzma, ladies and gentlemen. And that is it for this video. So, thank you for joining in. And I really enjoy doing these Villainous guides for everyone, so they can learn how to play, so when the time comes, we can all get together and have some fun being evil. So like, comment, subscribe down below, and thank you for the videos of March. And coming next month, for the month of April, we start things off by swinging through the sky 1 mile at a time. This is GamerK, logging out.